reference, and you can have it in case you need to consult it at any given time. We're going to start right now. My name is Maria. I'm director of the European Cultural Academy, and Sara Longo, my colleague, she just said hi in the chat to you. We're super happy to see you here. The aim of this webinar is to tell you a little bit more about Erasmus Plus funding, about what we do as an education provider for Erasmus Plus, and answer any questions that you might have. So here I prepared a little note of what we're going to discuss right now. So we're going to talk about Erasmus and application process, ECA courses. I'm going to address the situation with coronavirus, and of course there will be time for Q&A. Okay. If you have any questions, let's keep them for the Q&A part, so I can answer all of them in bulk. And if I can't answer the question, then I'm surely going to address it to the person who can. Okay, great. So let's start. What is Erasmus? Erasmus Plus is a big program funded by the European Union, with the agency leading the program located in Brussels, and with national agencies helping to implement the program in each of the EU countries, plus some additional countries like Turkey, for example. So Erasmus Plus has many key. Hello? If you want, you can mute yourself. Yeah. So, but if you can't hear me or you can't see the presentation, please say so. Yeah.
I can hear you. Oh, start video.
Okay. Unless you want to participate in the webinar with the video on.
Hi.
Okay. Great. Okay, so we'll continue. So as I said, Erasmus Plus has a lot of initiatives, and a little bit of terminology. In Erasmus Plus vocabulary, initiatives are called key actions. So you will see this abbreviation quite a lot, key actions, or KA. There is one particular KA that we're all interested in, and it's called Key Action 1, KA1, or Key Action 101. And it's staff mobility for people who work in schools. It allows teaching and non-teaching staff to attend training in another country. So if you need more information about Erasmus Plus, among many initiatives, look for one that is called Key Action 1. So the Key Action 1 actually applies to pre-primary, primary, and secondary schools, and that's great. So it's it's teaching and non-teaching staff and teachers of all ages. And then there is an additional resource, which is called eTwinning, which is an online community of schools to enhance Erasmus projects. You can register there, you can register your school there and find a lot of other schools, a lot of case studies, cheat sheets, information and resources about Erasmus. Okay, so let's go more. Let's see, why can't I move forward? Just a second. Just a second. Where is my Erasmus Plus? Yeah, here. Let's see. Yeah, play. Okay, here. Everybody can see. No, I'm gonna do like this. Everybody can see the screen now? Yeah. Okay. So you're interested to do an Erasmus Plus funding. Where do you start? So this is a part that can be quite confusing. So I'm going to start with steps that your school has to do in order to be a part of the Erasmus Plus community and apply for Erasmus Plus funding. So there are three things that are interconnected. Your school probably has a school development plan, or just simply strategic goals, things that you would like achieve long-term. In Erasmus vocabulary, school development plan sometimes is also called European development plan, because Erasmus is funded by the European Union and it's important for them to collaborate with schools that have some kind of interest in Europe or European dimension in their projects. So imagine that your school has strategic goals, and then your school comes up with a project to achieve the goals. Okay, I'm gonna give some examples in the next slides, so just bear with me. So you have strategic goal, you come up with a project to achieve the goal, and then Erasmus funds activities of your project so you can achieve the goal. Okay, let's make it clearly with an example. So your school has a strategic goal, for example, become immature. So improve the use of the technology. That's a long-term goal in your school development plan. Then you come up with a project to achieve the goal. Let's say that the project duration is 12 months. In Erasmus setting, a project can be from 12 to 24 months, so 1 or 2 years. Let's say you call the project Online Together, and you think that the first step to become more immature is to establish a virtual platform where pupils and teachers engage in extracurricular courses to support and reinforce their learning. So in order to achieve this goal, you would like to go abroad and train your teachers on virtual platforms, on learning technologies and things like this. Okay, so you start with a strategic goal, you come up with a project, and then Erasmus funds activities for you to reach the goal. Let's see one more example. So let's say that a strategic goal that your school has is help pupils develop intercultural understanding. So you would like to enable pupils to learn about Europe. That's a big strategic goal. And you think that next year you're going to do several steps to achieve this goal. So you come up with a project. Let's say you call this project In Europe Together, and you would like to upskill staff to improve their knowledge on methodologies. On how you teach and learn about Europe in the 21st century. So then you apply for Erasmus Fund and you say, okay, so this is our goal. We have this project and we would like to send our teachers or just general staff to a training to learn about said methodologies. So this is important to understand. You have a strategic goal, a bigger plan, you come up with a project as something that is midterm, and then Erasmus funds activities and helps you out. Okay, I hope that this is clear. This is a very important part that can be quite confusing once you start filling in the application of Erasmus. So once you understand the steps, you start with one question. You can ask your colleagues, yourself, what is the impact that you want your school involvement in the EU program, in the Erasmus program, to have on pupils' learning? If you don't have school development plan, if you don't know what is that your school wants to achieve in the next years, just start with this question, and that can help you. Each school is different. So sometimes it's about creativity, sometimes it's about technology, sustainability, bullying, learning about cultural heritage. The list is endless, and I'm going to give you some examples, but that's the main important question that your school development plan should answer. Once you answer, if you don't know how to answer these questions, so your school development plan or European development plan, as they call it in Erasmus, has to contain this information. So your school's needs in terms of plans for development of high quality education and internationalization. So what you can talk about. You would like to know new learning and teaching methods. You would like to have more tools for professional development. You would like to plan activities in different ways so you can meet your needs. Then you also can think how your school will integrate everything that you will learn and acquire through this Erasmus Plus activities. Okay, and then finally, you think what is the impact that you expect Erasmus Plus activities will have on pupils' learning, on teachers, and on other staff in your school. So you think about your school needs, you think about the competences and how you're going to acquire everything that you learn, and then what impact it's going to have on a wider school community. I hope that it is clear. So let's see some of the examples of the school's objectives and needs. Improve intercultural understanding. Enable pupils to learn through an international context. Prepare pupils for learning life and work in an international environment. Exchange experience with European colleagues to improve teaching and learning. harness creativity, learn about interdisciplinary learning techniques, introduce intercultural education. So think of what are your school's needs, what are your school's objectives, what kind of skills you need to acquire, and then what impact it will have. That's all is your school development plan. Okay. Just to give you some suggestions of where to start, what can you think of? Are there any specific areas or subjects in the curriculum that you would like to deepen your knowledge in? Like, is there, for example, something about school values, culture, interpersonal skills that you would like to improve? Democratic principles, anti-bullying, teamwork, and it can be on the classroom level, but also within the staff. Are there any learning and teaching approaches that you would like to know about or you would like to deepen your knowledge in, like a pupil-centered approach to learning? So think about these areas, and for sure, some of your school objectives will come up. And then these are the long-term goals, and you can think of a project for the next year or 2 years that you would like to implement. And then you'll ask Erasmus for funding to fund certain activities to help you implement the project. Okay. That's the most difficult, I think, stuff about Erasmus Plus application. If you got this, then that's great. If not, don't worry. I'm happy to answer questions and clear things. Okay, so this is, for example, a quote from school principal. The long-term objective was the integration into bilingual content and language learning and language integrated learning program of the school. Our school's development plan helped us in emphasizing the importance of an international education towards a European employment market and standing in Europe. So as you can see, it's a good example. Long-term objective, integration into the bilingual content. School development plan, emphasizing the importance of international education towards a European employment market. And then probably the project was sending the staff, sending the teachers to relevant courses abroad, to the education providers that that have experience and expertise in the area. So, in short, you start thinking of the project, then you prepare your application, implement the project, and share the results. I hope that now it is clear what a project is, yeah, and then how you prepare the application. So let's talk about...
No, I am admin. So I'm seeing here now.
I think I hear someone. If I can just mute. Let's see if I can mute.
No, she can. I was going to. We said we'd raise this one. Exit. Right. No, you try there. Can you see now? Can you raise it? Right. See, I need to raise, and I can set it up, reset it up again as a new one, and then I'll add participants.
Sorry, somebody's talking, and I need to.
If you raise it there, let me know, and then ring me up, and let me know, and I can add it. I can reset it up.
Can I ask to
right? Yeah, okay, cheers, right back.
Yourself? Yeah. Okay. Great. Okay. So let's talk about the process. Erasmus Plus application. So from now, usually the process goes from now till March 2021, and that's when the deadline to submit the application is. So you define your project from now on until March. You submit the application online, then you wait for the answer if you was given funding or not, or you can already start your project. You start the activities, and then after each activity, you have time for reflection and reports. When we talk about the application, it's actually a digital application. This is something that you submit online in EU portal. After this webinar, we're going to send you the links and also a step-by-step guide where it's quite clear of how you can access the application and what you have to do in order to start the application. There are 3 steps. So in order to access the EU system itself and open the application for your school, you have to register yourself with EU login, and you have to register your school to get an OID or PIC number. So these 2 things they're probably going to take you 5 minutes. They are quite easy to do. They are free, of course, and it's just registering you, yourself and your organization so you can access the online application. Afterwards, you submit the application online. When you submit the application, it's going to be assessed by your national agency. So the national agencies are great organizations. Not only they help you and support you in many ways by giving you information of how to make a great Erasmus application, they also assess the application and decide how much funding each school will get. There are some success criteria. So 3 main ones are relevance to school needs and to the Erasmus Plus action. The school needs is something that you define yourself. For Erasmus Plus, what's important is that it's a European program, it's a European funding. So it's important for the project to have some kind of European dimension. It can be, for example, if you're talking about technologies, it's about how other schools in European countries use technologies. If it's anti-bullying or communication, what are the new standards in Europe to solve these problems, things like this. Then it's a quality of a project design. So the project that you come up with should be of quality. And then the impact ensured by a dissemination plan. What is a dissemination plan? Once you complete the project and once you go, for example, abroad for a teacher training, you will be given a lot of materials and a lot of knowledge. And it's important that you share it. So there are some things that you can do to share the information and the expertise that you acquired with as many people as possible. Maybe your school has a newsletter. Maybe there is an information board. You can have a meeting with colleagues that you think might benefit from your knowledge. Maybe you can just, there is a Google Drive and you can share all the information, presentations, reading lists that you got in this Google Drive so all of your colleagues can access it. So one of the success criteria is if you learn something, please share it and find ways to do it that are applicable in your situation and for your school. Okay, maybe it seems a bit confusing and the project seems quite big. A good news is that you're not alone in that. And there are many people and many organizations that can help you along the way. So you have plenty of resources. You have national agency that has a lot of information. They do webinars, they have cheat sheets, they have guides. In the email that follows this webinar, I'm going to include the link to the guide that you can download in many languages, Polish, Italian, French, English, that has a step-by-step of Erasmus application that was created by different national agencies. They are just great. There is us, so you're also going to receive a step-by-step guide created by us. There is eTwinning, which is an online platform where you can ask questions and find colleagues that already did this kind of application. There are guides and cheat sheets that we're going to send you. And of course, there is the official source, which is the website of the Erasmus platform created by the EU. And they also have a lot of guides. So here it is. So what we're going to send to you is a practical guide for school leaders. They're just great. It's very easy to understand what's needed to fill in the Erasmus application if you have this guide, and it's really step by step. There is an Erasmus application step-by-step guide created by us, also very helpful. In the middle, there is Erasmus program guide. So it's an official source from the EU. And on our website, there are also some links to useful sources. In case you have any questions, please ask Sarah or me. We're always happy to help. And it can be an email or it can be a WhatsApp, it can be a call, whatever it is, we're here and we're happy to help. And you can also ask your national agency. Okay. So one thing that I wanted to address also is, of course, COVID. So imagine that you make a very good application, you get the funding, and then you can't travel because there are some exceptions or the borders are locked, are closed. So what do? We had this situation this year, and actually it is not that bad. So there are several alternatives. And I must say that the national agencies and the Erasmus agency, they have been very helpful and very understanding in this situation. So first of all, ask your national agency what is that you would like to, or that you can do. Probably they will offer you two things. First is to apply force majeure. That means that you got the funding, but you couldn't go, and you just drop it. It's force majeure. You complete some of the reports, and you do the project in the way that you can do without international mobility. Or you can just drop the project if something really affected your school. Then the second is you can apply now and decide later. So the national agency says, okay, you apply now, you get the funding, and then you can go to your teacher training in 2021, 22, or 23 even. So you get the money, you have the project, it's fine if you postpone it, we have it reserved for you. And this also happened this year. Depending on where your country is and where you're traveling, there are some protocols that you can follow, and you can actually come and do your school mobility. For us, this year in October, we had a course with wonderful French teachers, because we do courses, for example, in French language, that traveled from France in October to Venice and did the training. We had to enforce a safety protocol, which was probably quite common. So masks, and the temperature was measured in the classroom. There was a certain distance that we had to keep. It led to some special experiences. For example, we had some museum visits, and the museums only allowed visits outside of the normal times. So we had a museum all for ourselves, all for a group of 5 people. We had 3 groups of 5 people. So that was very special. There is always an option to do something. If you decide to travel, there probably will be a safety protocol. If you absolutely can't travel and can't do the project, you can apply force majeure, or you can postpone and do it in a year or in 2 years. Everybody is very understanding, very helpful, very flexible. So my suggestion is to apply, to do something, and then decide based on the situation at the moment that you have to decide. Okay, so I hope that you have a little bit of clarity on what is Erasmus, what is the application, what are the steps. Now I'm going to tell you a little bit about European Cultural Academy. So we are located in Venice, and we do courses in Venice and in Amsterdam, and we are education provider for Erasmus. That means that if you apply for Erasmus funding and you have a teacher training, then you can choose our courses to come, and Erasmus funding will cover the course tuition, your flight, your accommodation, and they will also give you per diem, so money to spend for food and things like this once you are abroad. Basically, it is 100% of the expenses that you have to do in a teacher training. What are we about? So we've been doing these courses for quite some time, and we've developed an educational framework. We're very serious about that. We have some pillars when we're building our courses. What's important for us is an inspiring environment. What's important for us is an inspiring environment. And we have, in Venice, we have historic palaces. In Amsterdam, we have University of Amsterdam helping us out with historic buildings and classrooms that really make you very creative and very happy to learn new things. We always combine teacher training with workshops and visits, so we try to be as practical as possible. There are some of the reviews that I would like you to see, because I think that they underline the things that are important to us. So we are deeply authentic. I met really amazing people, deeply authentic. It's really important for us to be who we think we are and share our values. We always have a lot of new people, so it's a great chance for a school to start an international project, to understand what's going on in different countries, to visit other schools, and to communicate and share the challenges and the good things that you have, because we all didn't have exactly the easiest possible, the most easy possible year here. These are the courses that we have for 2021 and 22. Of course, our main topic is creativity. So it's using works of art in the classroom, teaching language through art, storytelling. We do courses in several languages. And what's important to underline is that it's not only for art teachers, but it's for teachers of various disciplines that are about creativity, that are about fun, and they're about implementing art in their discipline, would it be biology or math. These are some of the photos from the previous year. So as you can see, Venice is very beautiful. This is your classroom on the right. This is some of the activities that we did. And at the end, we always have something fun. So last year we had a cocktail and we had a jazz concert on the open air in the garden of our palace, just to celebrate, because we work quite hard. The courses are intense, but we allow some time to have fun in Venice, in Italy too. I don't want to do a very long webinar. I'd rather answer your questions. So if you have any, please unmute yourself and ask. I'm very happy to answer them or to come back to some of the slides. You can type them in the chat also if you want. Thank you. Okay, if there are no questions, or I did a very bad job, or I did a very good job, so if you have question today, tomorrow, in 2 weeks, or in a month, just do not hesitate to ask. Thank you, Sarah. If anybody has questions now, let me know also. All very clear. Okay. So leaning towards a good job. I'm happy. We'll get you also plenty of resources. Is it possible to postulate 2 people? Yes, absolutely. So your school submits the application and you can submit the application for as many people as you want. Actually, I encourage you to submit the application for more than 1 person, because you're starting a project. You are submitting the application. You do all this work. So why only do it for 1 person? Us personally, we accept about no more, I think, than 20 people from 1 school. If there is more than 20 people that wants to come from 1 school, then let us know, because then we have to rearrange, because of our educational framework, we have to rearrange the learning process. It is possible, we'll prefer to know in advance. Can you post the slides you used to us? Yes, of course. You'll get the webinar recording and also the presentation. Only 2 teachers in our school. Very fine. Mm-hmm. Okay, so we're not teacher, but staff in academic region in art and culture. Yes. Mm-hmm. Yes, and yes, so you can apply. I would check there. So K101, if you remember, key actions 101 is the one for school mobility. K104 is for adult education. So you can check on Erasmus page the organizations that can apply for K101 and organizations that can apply for K104 and see which one fits you better, but you can definitely come. If you were to apply this year, would this mean going next time or the following year? So you apply, you submit the application by March 2021, by March next year. You get the results of the project probably in results of the if you got a funding or not, probably by May 2021. So you can start your project in May and onwards, 2021 and 22. Okay, so you apply to do something by the deadline. So the application deadline, March 2021, results May 2021, hopefully. Sometimes they are late, so it can be June as well. And you can start the project in 2021 or 2022. Going to Venice 21 is possible, 22 is possible, both. You choose. Yeah, so submitting the application by March 2021 to go to Venice in July, August 2021. If you wish to go next in 2022, you can also can. Biennial is opened on the 26th of April, 24th or 26th of April 2021. So it is set to open, it is confirmed to open. We don't know what's going to happen, but for now it is set to open, and it's going to be Architecture Biennale. Yeah. Okay. Again, if you have any questions, do not hesitate to ask via WhatsApp, emails, or anything like this. We can also set up a call with Sarah, who can help you if you have particular questions about your application. We're going to send you this presentation, the recording, and some materials that are pretty straightforward. And you have us, a national agency, supporting you. Thank you very much for attending. I hope that it was useful. I hope to see you in beautiful Venice or Amsterdam next year. And grazie and arrivederci. Sure. Au revoir. Thank you very much. Ciao.